1. The attention slip. Your mind drifted without you. Noticing. Have you ever walked into a room, stood there for a moment, and thought, what was I about to do? That classic brain freeze is actually less mysterious than it feels. It stems from the way our attention system operates. Our brain is wired to switch focus dynamically. When something more novel or urgent catches your eye, your attention shifts without warning, like a tugboat diverting a barge. So, you leave the laundry basket to chase a phone notification, or you descend the stairs while rehearsing an email draft. The brain drifts into tunnel vision, and poof, the original intent vanishes. It's not forgetfulness so much as an attention redirect. And when attention slips, memory storage never happens. Simple, but surprisingly sneaky. Second context. Shift, leaving a physical or mental space. Your brain stores memories amid a backdrop of context, location, surroundings, mental state. When you move physically, like walking from the kitchen to the bedroom, the context changes. It's like ending one scene and starting another in a movie. The memory of "I need phone charger" was written with a kitchen backdrop, so stepping into the bedroom skips the mental cue, and the memory essentially vanishes. Neuroscientists call this context-dependent memory, and the moment you change rooms, your brain sort of resets. The result? You momentarily forget why you walked in. It's not lazy or absent-minded. It's a side effect of context cues being mashed together and mixed up. 3. Working memory. Overload. Too many tabs. Open. Imagine your brain like a browser with too many open tabs. Working memory can juggle a few items, like remembering a phone number or the main points of your lunch, to-do list. But once the list grows or a distraction appears, it's easy to lose your place. Trying to plan tomorrow's groceries while catching a text, brewing coffee, and thinking about tomorrow's meeting all in one breath pushes your short-term processing to capacity. Your brain has to let go of something to make room. So what gets dumped? That note to self floating in your head. This juggling act is how our cognitive system tries to keep everything afloat and sometimes fails. Fourth task, fragmentation, multitasking misfires. In one ear, out the other. Multitasking seems like an efficient way to work, but the brain doesn't really multitask. It switches context rapidly. Every time we hop from task A to task B, our neural network pauses one process and loads another. With each switch, it takes a few seconds to reload context. So if you start writing a message, leap to check a search result, then jump to another tab, you fracture your thought process. Each context switch erases the thread you were weaving, making it hard to pick it back up. This cognitive cost might be mere seconds per switch, but add enough tabs and you'll quickly witness memory fade. No one is immune. Constant flipping degrades clarity. 5. The attentional blink. How your brain misses chunks. Your brain practices microfocusing on significant stimuli, words, faces, notifications. But this hypervigilance has limits. When one item captures attention, the next can slip through unnoticed. A phenomenon called the attentional blink. For example, if someone says your name while you're deep in thought, you might not register it. Those fleeting windows of inattention can erase what happened in an entire 2-second span. Imagine you were chatting to yourself about groceries while someone called your name. You react, but can't say what they called you. It's not selective rudeness. It's how your brain momentarily shuts input during label-heavy processing. 6. The sleep deprivation effect, Zombie mode kills memory. We've all been there. Low on sleep and high on brain fog. Sleep deprivation, even slight, specifically disrupts memory encoding. When you're tired, every memory input feels edgy, like a blurry security camera feed. The hippocampus, the brain's encoder, lulls itself to sleep even while you're typing an email or tying shoelaces. Some neurons just skip, leaving gaping holes in your memory. So the chaos of exhaustion can turn nascent memories into vapor. Getting good sleep isn't just for feeling awake, it's essential for keeping your mental footage playbackable. 7. Stress and cortisol. Overstressed, overloaded. Stress floods your brain with cortisol and adrenaline, prioritizing survival over errands. If you're worried about bills or stuck in traffic on your way to work, that same network that triggers fight or flight suppresses signals needed to store mundane details. So when you enter the living room to get your sunglasses, your brain's like, eyewear? Grave threat detected? Forget it. We'll store that later. The earlier neurons prioritize threats over trivialities. It's not that your sunglasses aren't important. It's just that stress rewired your brain's publishing algorithm. 8th, age-related slowing, gray matter, and memory fades. Sometimes forgetting isn't due to stress or noise. It's just age. As we glide past our 30s and 40s, our brain's processing speed slows mildly. Certain neural pathways take fractions longer to activate. That split-second delay feels like a blank page. Often, older adults mention forgetting what they went to fetch in another room more than younger folks, and that squared reflects slowed retrieval. It's not dementia. It's just a slower loading time. The information is there, just buffering. The network is intact. It just takes a few more milliseconds to restart playback. A consistent line between paced aging brains and random forgetting. 9. The role of anxiety, thinking too hard. Loops memory. Paradoxically, trying hard to remember often keeps you stuck. Anxiety adds a meta layer to memory retrieval. You think, what was I doing? Then panic about not remembering, which clogs the system further with emotional load. That emotional interference scrambles retrieval cues. Trying desperately to remember, closing your eyes, repeating the word, won't help. It further scrambles your context. The moment you step away, breathe, do something else, bam, the memory pops back in. The brain solves it best when not watching itself too closely. It's a form of paradoxical release. 10. The neurological glitch, default mode versus executive mode. Your brain operates in two major states. The default mode, mind wandering, and executive mode, task focus. We need both. Default mode is spontaneous, creative, wandering, ideal for reflection, but terrible for tracking tasks. Executive mode is detailed-oriented. If you slip from one mode into the other mid-process, you risk losing tasks started in the opposite mode. Mind wandering while brushing your teeth can stop the remembering pipeline. It's not lazy, it's just mode switching. Our cognitive architecture prefers novelty for default mode and control for executive mode, but conflation caused those lost wanders. Final thoughts. Random forgetting isn't a moral failing or personality flaw. It's how conditioned and context-driven memory encoding and retrieval systems work when electricity meeting biology. Recognizing the patterns brings power. Use cues. Leave objects that remind you. Label steps out loud. Anchor transitions with reminders like, open computer, then grab my coffee. Slow attention shifts. Reduce stress. Get sleep. Use lists as externalized memory. Remember, your brain is impressive, but not omnipotent. A gentle nudge here and there can reconnect the flickering thread of intention and action.